Hello, my kings and queens. Welcome to a whole new video with a new season starting out. I wanted to share my experience with how I managed to get to go for many seasons. Hopefully, after this video, you have picked up some tips that will help you on your climb this season and get you that end of the season's reward. But first, a little bit about me. I play this game since 2012, between the time where Jace and Zyra came out. At the time, I was playing on a laptop using a trackpad and Wi-Fi, and I managed to get to Bronze 1, Bronze being the lowest at the time, with just the setup. I managed to get into Silver once I invested in a mouse, and once I got a decent computer and using internet, I managed to get into Gold afterwards. And after getting into Gold, I lost motivation to climb higher due to time constraints since I was working and going to school at the same time, which is why I'm constantly gold for multiple seasons on multiple accounts. In season 10, I have 5 accounts in gold. Why do I have so much account in gold, you ask? In season 10, or season 9 I think, Wright introduced positional rank, which failed miserably. However, I actually liked the concept and was curious on where my skill lies in each of those roles. So I managed to make 5 different accounts, one for top, one for support, one for jungle, one for mid, and one for AD carry, and managed to get into gold playing on all those accounts. By doing this, I was able to figure out what my strengths and weaknesses were. I had the most easiest time climbing in AD carry, top, support, mid, and jungle in that order. I learned a lot and developed a more holistic viewpoint when looking at the game now. From my experience, I just want to share some general tips and tricks, things I did that helped me get out of gold, and just gold because I have not tried to climb to plat or higher, so I do not feel like I am credible giving you tips on how to do something I'd never done before. With that said, I will try to climb to diamond this year so I can help those who wishes to climb even higher than that to reach their goals. I will be starting out a series called Road to Diamond, so make sure you stay tuned for that if you're interested in seeing my journey. And with that said, let's get into the tips and tricks. And number 1, get a setup that can run League of Legends, obviously, but nothing too expensive, of course. But you will need a working mouse, a stable connection, and a good frame rates around 80 FPS and above. Because it's difficult to be consistent and grow as a player if you keep screwing up all those plays due to lag. Number 2 is to make an alternate account. No, not a Smurf account. And definitely do not make 5 alternate accounts like I did. Just one alternate account is fine. You see, the difference between a Smurf account and an alternate account is that the alternate account is usually the same elo, while the Smurf account is usually different by a few tiers. Let's say Diamond to Gold, for example. It is intended to stomp out noobs or boost ego or elo boosting, all of which is pretty bad and not good for the community. However, an alt account is completely different because it is in the same similar in elo. And for my first alternate account that I made, my alternate account was actually in higher elo by a couple of division compared to my main for some reason. I have a theory that it's because I was playing with a lot less pressure at the time. The alternate account can be used to test builds, champions, role, etc., or how you would do in the same elo without affecting your main climb. It can also be played when your main is currently in a dodge timer. Say when you're dodged, you don't really want to wait that 5-10 minutes, hop onto your alternate account and play over there. You can play around the same elo without a lot less pressure. And play on here when you're tilted. Or do you not want to stop playing? You just play on here as well. For me personally, I got to gold 1 on my alternate account, and it gave me a mental boost since it was the peak for me. I think I got there because there was no pressure to do well, so I did well, I guess. Kind of ironic. Which gave me the mentality that if I do well here, or if I can pull this off here, I can do the same on my main. So that barrier of self-doubt of am I really good enough dissipated because I knew that I was good enough to get there. Number 3. Make sure you limit your champion pools. Even when I play 5 different roles on 5 different accounts, my champions pools were actually pretty small for those roles. Like for example, in the top lane, I played Darius, Nasus, and Teemo if we needed AP. And jungle, I play Warwick and a Mumu. Because I barely play jungle, I tend to stick with tanky, easy to execute champions. In the mid lane, I just play Ari, and that was pretty much it. She had all the tools that she needed to carry because she can play a versatile type of role. You want her to be an assassin, she could do an assassin. She could play like a control mage. She has great mobility. She does a little bit of everything. For AD carry, I play a lot of my time in this role beforehand, so I felt comfortable uh extending my champion pool a little bit. I mostly like to play very mobile, like safe AD carry. For example, Ezreal, Vayne, and Kai'Sa. I also pick up Ashe for the early game focus. But most of my champs I play can center around mid or late game as well, depending on the circumstance of the game. But mostly I just play Ezreal. And for support, I play Thresh, Morgana, and Lux. I usually play Lux and pick up a Dark Seal if I really want to hard carry that game. But other than that, I'll play Thresh if we need a tank, and play Morgana if we just need that little bit of extra AP. Um, the reason why it's good to limit your champion pool is that it puts your micro on autopilot at a good to decent level, so you can just focus on macro game on end game knowledge, which is what wins you games. You cannot consistently carry games 1v9 like a god, uh, like through pure mechanics, and you can't brute force your game just like you used to do back in like season 3. That's which is why champions that are like Doublelift or like Faker, known for their insanely outplay potential, can't really carry games anymore because the games is too focused into team play for it to be that way. Number 4, learn to dodge. Not every game is winnable. I mean, look up your teammates using any scouting apps out there. If you have multiple people that's autofill, feeding, or just on losing streaks, and they're just flaming in the pre-game lobby, just dodge. The -3 to 10 LP and the 5 to 10 minutes wait is a lot better than losing -16 or -25 and then having to wait 30-minute plus of your life that you never get back just to lose that game. And plus, if you do dodge, you do not lose MMR. So that's the more important thing because MMR decides how much LP you gain, and that's a big determining on whether you climb or not. So just save your mental, and if you want a guide for dodging, just let me know. Number 5 is pretty short. Just take breaks in between, make sure you feel well, and you will play well. Number 6, watch their replays and learn from your mistakes. If you need someone else to look at your replays, possibly someone of higher elo, so they can look at the games from a different perspective to help you find your mistakes, go and do that. We want to improve the quality of our games, not the quantity. So do not just spam your games. Just make sure you break down every game, see what you can do better next game, and just increase the quality of your game each time. And number 7, do not be afraid to play rank. Just play. Rank is not as scary as it seems once you get over the hurdle. And plus, if you play rank for a while, playing normal just doesn't give you the same satisfaction anymore. It doesn't matter what rank you start out with or currently is at. All that matters is that you are improving as a player. Your rank may be an indicator, but it's not the be all end all. So just don't be afraid. Number 8, and I still do this to this day, mute or disable chat. League can get toxic sometimes. I have a tough skin, but even I am not immune to the toxicity, especially in low elo, because the majority of the times no one's saying anything productive to winning the game, and it clutters the chat. If you want to discuss strategy that you can get things done by just using pings. I currently have my chat disabled and timestamp turned on, so this is how I communicate with my team and block out the flame. Plus, if you're trying to climb, why would you care about the opinions of someone who is around the same elo as you? Aren't you trying to get better than them? Like, you wouldn't try to become a millionaire by taking financial advice from someone from the same like tax bracket as you right now. Like, would you? No, of course not, because they are there for a reason. Number 9, analyze the state of the game and adapt to it. So many people I see just go into the game on autopilot with cookie cutter builds that they see on like OPGG or something like that. If you want to climb, can you not be doing that? Where's your jungler? You have to track them. You have to track your jungler, their jungler, and play passive or aggressive based on where your teammate's positioning is in relation to where the enemy's positioning is. And you have to build your items to adapt to the game. Yes, I understand that every champion has a core item that they build, but that's only half of your build. You can build situational every game. You don't have to do the same 6 item every game. If they have like hard CC that you really need to get rid of, buy a QSS. If they have a lot of healing that you just can't out damage, get some grievous wounds. Just adapt your playstyle based on your team comp and your playstyle. Every game's not going to be the same game that you played, so you cannot play the same style or the same way for all of your games. That's just not how it works. Like, you have to constantly adapt to it, but still be consistent in other areas as well. And last but not least, number 10, just have fun. It's a video game, you know? Just enjoy it. You don't take it too seriously to avoid burnout. Just play what you enjoy, but be consistent about it and you will climb. You don't have to play anything that's like really strong in the meta right now. If you enjoy like Yorick or anything that's not OP right now, you can climb with that if you can play it really well in regardless of how well your opponents play their champion, and you will still climb. And with that said, I wish you all the best of luck this new season. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, hit the bell icon if you want to see more of my stuff, follow me on my social media to keep up what I'm doing, follow me on Twitch if you want to see some live gameplay, and thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.